All right. I'm just getting back from a trip, man. I don't know if you knew where I was, but
No idea.
it was not in Jamaica. I was right here. That's where I was right there, man.
Yep.
So I was right there getting the dub in Wisconsin. Susan
Racking up the
Crawford.
W.
Shout out to the wisdoms over here. Oh, and Jill Underly. This is a double right there. We got the get the double win
State
for the
superintendent right
superintendent,
there.
right?
Susan
This is
Crawford.
This is some of the lit we were handing out. Here, check this out. This is so the winning message on here. It wasn't just this, it was that.
Exactly.
That's the winning message right there. She has like red too. Oh man, you see
Hmm.
this? You see Elon Musk's face on your door, immediately you're like, I don't even care what the election is.
Yeah, you're like, I'm voting against
I'm
this.
voting against this guy. Well, they say he's a 5 point drag at least on elections, they think.
Yeah, it seems
This guy,
so.
this
Yeah.
guy, this mother.
Homeboy put 25 mil into this, not just the 10 mil. There was like another pack they used to funnel money in.
Yep.
25 mil. He was doing $1 million giveaways. He was
Put on a
jumping
cheese
on stage
hat.
with a cheese hat. He was being cringe as hell. He was putting everything he had into it. He said
He
the
did.
future of the fate of human destiny
Yeah.
rests on this victory. And then when they lost, he said, "Oh, I knew we were going to lose." But
Did he say that?
yeah, he said, "I knew we were going to
What
lose."
an
Yeah, yeah, but
oh,
guess what? No, he didn't. He put it all on the line,
he did.
and we can get to him and how he's about to how what ramifications will come to him afterwards. But the people were the backlash was real. Susan
Yeah.
Crawford pulled off the 10-point win in a state that Trump won by less than a percentage point, but he won nonetheless. It should have been
Hmm.
tighter. It wasn't. Turnout was up to insane degrees. They ran out of
On
ballots in
both.
Milwaukee.
Republicans turned out big too, but we out turned out.
Exactly. Like, what were you seeing on the ground out there? Like, what was the energy like?
So it was a couple layers. One of them was that people were just they were over this, right? Like they Elon Musk and the Wisdoms did it in their messaging. The billboards, the signs, the talk track. It was about Elon Musk.
Mhm.
Susan Crawford is a great candidate. She, she was a little uncomfortable with running. Like, she wasn't like this like super charismatic
I mean, she's a
candidate.
judge, you know.
She's a judge, I
Yeah.
think, if it were up to her, she would have been impartial and kept it kind of low key. When we went to a rally at the Wisdom's office where she spoke, and it started on the hour, and she started like right on time, and she
Of
ended
course.
10 minutes later. It was over. Like we were still arriving because we're
Oh,
used
wow.
to politicians being late, and we're
Of
used to
course.
them, going long. And she did her little stump speech, and she was uncomfortable, and she was out. So it was really about the thing that was really animating for people. It wasn't the Supreme Court seat. It was about Elon Musk. And he basically, this is a massive self own right here. This is him just taking a race that would have probably been on the margins and turning it into a massive defeat for him and the GOP. But
Exactly.
so folks are it was our people animated, and it was their people. It was Republicans, registered Republicans, that were saying, "I'm done with this dude. I don't
Well,
like what he's doing to our country, and I want out."
that's wild that you found registered Republicans that were out here that were fine. They were done. They like Musk is, Musk doesn't have a cult around him. Trump does, but
That's right.
Musk, the richest man on earth, coming in and trying to buy an election, that's an easy message.
Yeah,
And he handed it to Democrats on a platter. And then meanwhile, it became a lightning rod for all the other frustration with what Trump is doing.
that's right. That's
And
right. And speaking of that, Ben, you talk to somebody. Are you eating? Okay, come here, come here, come here. Look, I acknowledge she's eating, and I'm like, come here. Oh, wait, I'll set you
oh,
up.
you're
So
busy? Come here.
yeah, yeah. Oh, your mouth is full of food. Perfect. Let's go. So you put out this video where you talked about well, you had an interaction. Actually, I put out a video of you talking about somebody who's talked about what they're losing.
Mm,
Like you talked to somebody who had gotten notification that they're going to lose their Social Security and Medicaid
mm-hmm. And
and
Medicare
What?
yeah,
and
Oh my
disability.
God.
So,
What?
for real. Okay. So this is in Milwaukee, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So we knock on this door and she just moved to Milwaukee. She just moved in in February. She didn't even know that she could vote. And then I was like, same day registration, you get out there, 2 forms of ID, here you go, man, like just go. And then so she was like, yeah, just tell me where to go. She's so down. She just didn't think that she could vote in this election. And then like after we break the ice, she's like, yeah, I just can't believe it. All these, and I want to curse, like all these fucking people, they're so fucking dumb. And now I'm gonna lose my disability benefits. I'm gonna lose my social security. I got letters in the mail notifying me that they might be canceled.
So I didn't know.
Wow.
This is the part that was news to me. I didn't realize that they were already notifying people of these
Yeah,
impacts.
neither did I.
Yeah. Like,
So that was a big deal. And I think that had a huge part in this election. It's one thing if there's like news things about they're working on this, they
Right.
might do these things, but the fact that people got instantly notified of how their policies are impacting them in real life,
yeah.
the votes came like right after that.
I think so, yeah. Because then she was like, like I have to get back to work, but my knee surgery, like they told me not to work, but I think I might have to now. All of this
Oh my
stuff.
God.
And yeah, and it was heartbreaking, but she was just like, I told people this would happen and they didn't believe me, and now it's happening. So it's not like she was surprised. She just can't believe how other people could be surprised.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that right there, I mean, just the real world impact, the human toll that this stuff is having. You saw it on the ground, and then also like that, the fact that she told people, right? Those Republicans that Charles you talked to, they
Yeah.
probably were able to make that switch because of all those warnings, right?
That's right.
So it was kind of like a come to Jesus moment you saw as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm sorry. I know
Thank
you're
you.
eating.
Mhm.
You can go back.
I will be back, but I might pop up again.
You might pop up again.
No, that's a good anecdote. I mean, that's powerful.
Yeah. Let's talk about these margins though, because
Yeah.
the Wisconsin needed to be a victory. Florida though, we were sure we weren't going to win that one, but to shrink that margin. So this is a part of the common power on the offense strategy was about shrinking margins and some of these. It's about shrinking margins in some of these battleground states and these red states. The point is that we need to shrink the margins in deep red districts so that we make GOP House members afraid. And what you're showing here is exactly that.
What we saw in Florida 1 and Florida 6, the final for one of them was more like 14%, but it was about a 15% move here, right? Like, look at that. Trump, one of them is even bigger, almost more than halved.
Yeah.
Trump wins by over 30%. And that's key because if you have a 15-point swing, Hakeem Jeffries pointed out that over 60 seats in the House are within a 15-point margin of victory, if we look at the 2024 results. So this is a mode where if you're the Democrats right now, you're feeling good. You have a great win in Wisconsin, in Florida, you shrink the margins, and you now are going to create more fear among some of these current House Republicans, and hopefully maybe their behavior might change. But if not, it doesn't matter. 2026 midterms, there's going to be a wave that it's going to come, and there's data now to back that up.
Yeah, and I think that the place for that data is at the like height of proving the trend here are in these counties that flipped. Everyone's talking about Escambia County that hasn't gone blue in decades, and it's Escambia, Santa Rosa, Okaloosa, and Walton that became 13% to 22% more Democratic. And Escambia was a flip, and that should send these districts alone were already two of the most, if not the most conservative districts in Florida, which is as deep a red a state as it gets. Escambia was like, bet money on this is going to stay red. It always goes red. For that to flip blue is a sea change, and that is like canary in the coal mine kind of thing. The alarm bells should be going off for the GOP. And to the point about our strategy about pushing these red districts, if you're in the House and you're the 60 House members that Jeffries mentioned, you're looking at over your back now. You're looking at over your shoulder, and you're going, I got to think about how I vote here.
Exactly. And the momentum here, with you all out there, how many doors did you knock?
We knocked on a total of 10,000 doors, over maybe 10,000 doors across the 2 states. And we had
Yeah.
over 100 volunteers out there in the field.
Yeah. And then that's massive. And if you look at these margins here in Escambia, right? 3,000 votes, right? If you keep showing up at these special these the special elections, the state election, you keep knocking these doors, that
Yeah.
chips away at these margins to the point when you come around to the midterms, you've now mobilized all these voters that are ready to get out there.
Yeah.
Some of them might even become volunteers. Like it's all about the game of inches. You do it, you fight and contest every single race over the next couple years. When that day comes in 2026, all of that work is going to culminate. It's what happened in
Yeah.
2018. And we see the same swings happening over here in Wisconsin with every district.
Dude, I love that map. I
swinging.
You don't understand how this map feels. Okay, this map
Look at
is like an inverse to the map of America showing the red in the other direction. This I might blow this up and put this on the wall.
Yeah, I mean it's the Mona Lisa. Look, some
Yeah.
16-point swings. Like these are
Crazy.
massive, insane swings. And again, like when Trump's not on the ballot,
Yeah.
and his cult isn't mobilized, his cult of personality, Trumpism without Trump. And again, we're gonna if you're watching this, you're watching the video. We're gonna talk about the tariffs and stuff. He's behaving in a way like he has no more campaigns left to run because he does not. But all of these people, they do. Okay, I have to face the voters.
That's right.
And
That's
he's
right.
causing a tsunami of backlash against them that he doesn't care about. Clearly, if he had to run again for re-election, he would not be doing these tariffs. That's why he did not do them the first time, because Steve Mnuchin told him,
Right.
don't be crazy.
Right.
You're going to
Right.
lose election.
Right.
So yeah, again.
Well, I don't know. He's gonna run a third time, right? That's what he's saying.
This guy.
Or someone else is, and he'll assume
Or Vance will do it, and then he assumes
Vance will do it, and he'll just say
okay,
step
again,
aside.
now you've openly said it, bro, and we have your footage.
I know.
We have the footage, dog. Thanks for the ad.
Man, no, dude, he's gonna claim it's AI. Okay.
Thanks
he
for the
thinks he can say
anti-JD
whatever.
Vance ad. Like,
no, there's enough of that. The anti-JD Vance ad is him alone in Greenland. That's a dumbass.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. So it was. I mean, this is a fork in the road moment. Okay. Not just for America. I mean, for America for sure. This is one where the polling doesn't matter. These election results speak volumes. The wind is at our backs now. Not just in a swing state like Wisconsin, which again, all the other swing states now, what do those look like? But also deep red states like Florida. We're raring to go, man. There's probably not going to be an election this big until the fall. But in between, we're going to be knocking on doors in more places. We're going to keep pushing the Democrats to fight more. We're going to back people who we think are fighters in some of these primaries. And anytime a House race, I'll say it again, anytime a U.S. House race is up, Common Power is going to send volunteers. We're going to Texas. We're going to Arizona. We were going to New York, but they heard we were coming, man. They decided to pull Stefanik's seat. So, the next one after that, we're going to be there. But yeah, keep your eyes glued here because we'll tell you what the next moves are.
And one more point on this that I just have to highlight. First off, the Stefanik point is interesting because it shows they feel the backlash. They pulled her UN ambassador nomination because she wanted her to hold down the margin. And then also another indication of them recognizing the backlash is real. Politico reported that Musk is going to wind down his role sooner than later, and that they're seeing him.
That's right.
They're seeing him as a political liability. Finally,
that dude is out.
Who could have guessed? It's not like me and Charles were here on week one of the pod
saying that this guy, he's the fall guy. He's the fall guy.
I wish if someone's editing this, put up the video of us talking about how it was an Elon crash out imminent. Like
yes,
it's just so it's all happening here. And another point on that, on just to wrap it all up here with this, for people who a lot of people in my replies over the last several months was, you still assuming we're going to have elections, or they're going to rig elections, right? I'm sorry, but if there was an election that Musk was going to rig, it was going to be this one.
Me too. I thought about that, man, because I have actually been thinking about. I mean, people are looking backwards at 2024, and they're like, he rigged it. this dude would have done it in Wisconsin
He would
easy.
have
He
done
would
it
have
if he
saved
could.
$25 million. And it's not a game where he's like pretending to spend 25 million and then, no.
No.
He did not have control of
Exactly.
the elections in Wisconsin. This shows me that we lost it legit, and now we need to continue to look at the Dems and figure out what we did wrong, or look at Cory Booker, look at the Wisconsin Democrats, look at even the fight in Florida, and take notes from that and build a new formula for victory in the future.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's why this day was so powerful, because you have Cory Booker inspiring everybody, and then you have this win simultaneously revitalizing everyone's faith in elections and democracy as a viable way to hold these people accountable.
They're
not authoritarians yet. They can't rig they're not Putin yet. They couldn't rig a simple Supreme Court seat. Come on.
Yeah.
They're
not
gonna
good
get
enough to be
whooped.
Putin.
All right.
Not...
No.
Leave that to the real oligarchs and the real tyrants.
Exactly.
That's right. All right, y'all. We're back. America's back.